Are you a bored artist in search of something to draw? Maybe you just don't have inspiration today, but you still want to create something. Today's video has 6 different drawing ideas, and they are on the easier side. So if you are a beginner, or if you are somebody who gets intimidated easily, or maybe you just don't want to commit to something big right now, you just want to do something simple, these ideas are for you. So without wasting any time, let's hop into the first idea. I usually do not start these drawing idea videos with my favorite one. I usually save that for last, but today we're just gonna start with it. So draw half of an oval on the upper part of your page and then start coloring it in. Now, the bottom of this shape is gonna have a bunch of scallops. These are essentially half circles, all chain linked together, if you wanna say that. And we're just gonna color in the rest of the shape. Right now it's looking kind of funny, but we're gonna draw a rounded rectangle coming out of the middle of the bottom of this shape. And I picked a tan color because we're drawing a mushroom here. And the bell of this mushroom is gonna be this cute pink color. I'm just smoothing out all the marker ink with colored pencil. You can either do this step with me, or if you're using another supply, you can skip that part, whatever you want. But now I'm adding some detail and dimension with colored pencils from here on out, and I'm outlining the shape. So I thought a scalloped little like collar thing would be fun on this mushroom because we're gonna turn it into a character. So you can imagine that as maybe like part of the mushroom's anatomy, or maybe it's like an outfit accessory, whatever you want, but I thought it would be fun. Now I'm outlining the bell of the mushroom with this dark red color. You can leave out outlines if it feels intimidating to you, but if you're really feeling ambitious, you can go for it. Again, I'm trying to keep the ideas in this video super simple because I want this video to be approachable to anybody, no matter where they're at in their art journey. So here we have some eyes, a little sideways 3 for a mouth, and some blush. Now I'm drawing some white spots on this mushroom. And at this point, I thought it would be fun to do a little bit more shading up top. Now we have this cute little cuddly looking fun mushroom. Hope you like it. This next idea focuses on layering. So what we're gonna do is draw an orange square in the middle of the page. I'm just gonna color this square in now, and we will build on top of it later. Now that we have the square colored in, I put a bunch of yellow circles on the page, and I'm doing white flower petals around them. So basically what I'm doing here is building up layers to make a strawberry patch, and now I'm doing a bunch of lumpy red triangles all over this orange square. Once I had enough of these lumpy red triangles, I started adding leaves to all of them to turn them into strawberries. So the leaves are kind of like long ovals, but pointy toward the strawberry. Once I did that, I started adding seeds to all the strawberries. And if you're curious what art supply I'm using to layer light on top of dark, I am using the Art X acrylic paint markers. They are super amazing, and this is not sponsored or anything, although I have had the honor of working with them in the past. I just really love these markers. Okay, so now I'm drawing a bunch of leaves, and I chose like a dark bluish green to start with, and then I'm gonna start layering some lighter greens as we go. When you break things into layers like this, it makes a maybe somewhat detailed drawing feel more approachable. You just have to break it up into steps and look at it piece by piece, and then zoom out and look at the big picture. I think it makes drawing easier and more enjoyable when you can break things up into steps like that instead of just getting overwhelmed at all the things that you need to do. So if you're somebody who gets overwhelmed by that, I highly encourage you to just break it into steps. It also can help you work your piece as a whole, which is really helpful with art sometimes. At the end, I added some baby strawberries just coming off the little patch, just to make it seem more playful. You can skip that part if you're done, but I thought it was fun. Anyway, here's this one. Hope you enjoyed it. I think this idea is probably the easiest drawing idea in this entire video, but what you're gonna do is fill a page with a bunch of different colored clouds. So my tip for drawing clouds in this style is to try to make the bottom of the clouds flat, and then the tops of them can be like as poofy as you want. I think it adds a playful, cartoony look. And for the purpose of filling this entire page with a bunch of blue and green clouds, I just thought this style worked out pretty well. It's also nice because you don't have to work super hard to get it to look believable. Like, you know they're clouds and you're doing them in a certain style. So basically, I did this one because I just wanted to use all my blue colors. I thought it would be really satisfying to fill a page with a bunch of like elements of blue. So I'm using the Art X acrylic paint markers again, and I'm just, basically it's an excuse to swatch them all, because yeah. There's really not a lot of thought that goes into this. You just keep adding clouds until there's no space left. I mean, you can even leave space if you want to add like birds or something else if you get bored of only clouds. Totally up to you. There's a lot of creative liberties that could be taken with this. For example, if I wanted to take this a step further, I would totally put faces on all of these clouds. And I think that would be so entertaining to open a page and see like 50 different clouds making different faces. Anyway, this is what it looked like in the end. I hope you try this one if you're feeling inspired. So if you're feeling more ambitious, you can start with a sketch like this of a bird. I've been into birds lately because I've been playing Wingspan a lot, and now it's summer and I've been paying more attention to birds. But basically, what you can do is go up on a royalty-free image site. I like Pexels, that is P-E-X-E-L-S, and I like Pixabay, P-I-X-A-B-A-Y. Those are both royalty-free image sites. They have a lot of reference photos. I think they're really great resources for artists to use. And I just searched bird, and then I found this really pretty bird, so I'm drawing it. I've been really into using Copic markers as my base layer and then building on top of it with colored pencil. So that's what I'm doing here. And I chose this bird specifically because I liked the coloring on this bird. It's like gray, but kind of light purple in some spots, and yellow. And I feel like working with that color scheme is something that's very fascinating to me at the moment. So that's why I chose it. I really enjoyed doing the markings on the wings and just layering and layering to build up something believable. And actually, because I'm trying to keep this video easy and because I've just been kind of sick and not feeling super motivated myself, I decided not to do a background. So if you get intimidated by backgrounds, like, I'm just gonna be real with you, sometimes I'm too tired or too lazy or whatever to do them too, so like, don't worry about it. Just be kind to yourself and create art for the sake of creating. I did decide to do this like rounded rectangle behind the bird for a little pop of color, but yeah, you can even skip that part if you want. So I have been reflecting on things that either make people want to draw or scare people away from it. And a lot of the times I hear people say, I mean, I can barely draw a stick figure. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna meet people where they are, and if they can draw a stick figure or they feel like they can barely draw a stick figure, then I'm gonna draw stick figures with them. So today we're gonna draw a page full of stick figures, and I hope that this activity is like a warm-up for people who feel like they just can't be an artist because even this is hard for them or something. Because I'm telling you this, you can be an artist. Like, you can do it. And I think just the fact that you're doodling, that qualifies you as an artist. You don't have to be professional to be an artist. Like, you can doodle eyes on the corner of your notebook paper at school while you're listening to your science class, and I would still consider you an artist because you're creating, and that's awesome. So I'm proud of you. And if you want to draw stick figures, I am still proud of you. This last idea is probably inspired by the fact that I am sick right now. And I have been drinking a lot of throat coat tea and my throat just hurts really bad. But I decided to make this last drawing idea probably inspired from all the tea that I have been drinking lately. So what you're gonna do is start off by drawing parentheses in the very middle of your page and then connect the bottom with like a rounded oval. Now you're gonna draw a little handle on the side and a little spout on the other side like this. You can do whatever shape you want, really. I put little like ovals on the end of the spout just to make it feel more legit or something. And then I'm coloring in my teapot and outlining it with red. I'm keeping the color scheme super limited, super easy, because again, my energy is kind of low right now. So after I outlined the pot, I put a door in the very middle and I put a heart on it, decided to get rid of the heart, and now I'm putting hearts up top below the lid. I'm gonna put windows on both sides of the door and then just start doing little design elements here and there. Nothing super intricate, just enough that I felt like I was getting the doodles that I wanted to doodle out of my system, essentially. Now I'm drawing a little vine going across the top of the pot and coming down the spout. This idea probably took me like 15 minutes to draw. It was super quick but fun, and it was just what I needed on a sick day when I just felt like creating but didn't have a ton of energy. Anyway, I hope this one inspires you. So those are our drawing ideas. Again, I tried to keep them super simple so that they would be super approachable for anybody who's coming across this video online, no matter where they're at in their art journey. With that being said, I do a lot of different sketchbook idea videos. So if you want more sketchbook videos or drawing ideas or painting ideas, feel free to check out the video description because I'm gonna link some down below. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.